Gotcha.
Tell us about the 5'5" point guard from France.
We just introduced you to Olivia Epupa. And I just told the group that about 5 minutes to go in the game, I went over to O and said, way to be ready when your number was called. However many games we played prior to today, she sat and watched. But I told her it wasn't that we're not thinking of her. So when a player hears that, I don't know really what that means to them. But she's been on our minds because we've been in situations like these before where we felt like she's one that could help us through it. And so today we actually pulled the trigger and did it. And, obviously she was pretty impactful for us.
She came in, third quarter, 2:21, I believe, left. It was a 1-point game. And her playmaking, her intensity defensively, she's picking up full court. Is this something that we can continue to see from her as far as you guys unleashing her throughout the year?
Yeah, it's hard to know. Because, what goes through coach's mind is that you have a depth chart. And you play your depth chart. And you work really hard to make those things work. But you get to a certain point in a game where, maybe we're learning about ourselves and maybe more moments that she could be impactful and even get Courtney off ball a little bit, instead of having to, do some difficult work that's not necessarily her strength. I don't necessarily know that, like the impactful nature of it. I think she's always going to play with that energy. When you watch her, every time she plays the game, she's going to give you that defense. She's going to give you those, seek the paint and make plays, score when she can, find shooters. That's what she does. That's why we brought her here. I can't necessarily predict, what's going to happen in the next game.
Coming into tonight's game, Kayla was listed as, I think the top 3 or top 4 in the league for 3 points made. Tonight she had 5.
Yeah.
I don't know where she sits there but that was an impressive game tonight for her.
Yeah, she really started playing better after halftime. She got more engaged overall defensively, and usually when she does that, the offense follows. Again, I also, I thought we were trying to find ways, to do things a little differently. She initiated some offense. We were just imploring our group to, again, we've talked about this, move more. You can't fall in love with the shot that they want you to take, and that's a difficult thing. You got to show discretion, and so we just really kind of worked through that, and came back. Some of the stuff that we were getting for her. She worked hard to, set some screens and get out of screens. Whether it was on ball, her, some of the stuff that we ran for her off ball. Played in transition. I don't know how many Ali assisted her on. I think she had 2 assists. I don't know if they were both to Mac or not, but she's now 12th all time in 3-point field goals made at 541. So a really, really huge game for her. And then just the job, that she did. She was mostly charged with Enrique, and the one 3 ball that Enrique got, that's in her sweet spot, drifting left, doing what she does, that as soon as it leaves, it's going in. That just really drives K-Mac crazy that, even one got off. And so I thought her defense there was also impactful.
11 turnovers, I think, you forced in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
7 steals in the quarter, and Olivia had 4 of those.
Yeah.
It just seemed like the entire feel of the game changed when she got in the game. Would you agree?
Yeah, energy went way up. And we fed off of that. And we needed it, and the others, I thought that Ali sped them up a little bit too. And we put her on Enrique for a few possessions as well, and then I just thought everybody just we were in a little bit better position. We got overall more aggressive, and it's contagious when someone like Epupa comes in and does that. So they would tell you that it felt contagious, and they caught hold of that, and we certainly needed to turn them over, because if we didn't, they were either going to go to the foul line or they were going to score, or both.
I'm sorry, just real quick. If somebody were just to pick up or go online and look at the box score, they'd think, she played 13 minutes, she scored 4 points.
Doesn't tell the story, does it?
it's almost the epitome of the box score not telling the story
Doesn't
of
tell the
somebody's
story.
impact, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Just her overall pace, her energy, just breaking up plays that they're trying to throw to her player, and you can't throw it where they want to throw it. So things like that don't show up in a box score for sure.
You talked before the game about liking this team. Is this kind of the epitome of that? Maybe it's a little bit of a sluggish start and they find a way?
Yeah, for sure. And, I mean, I didn't go back to Courtney. I didn't go back to T. And they were big cheerleaders for Ollie. And they said, man, you saved us. It wasn't, sulking, that sort of thing. That's what kind of defines this team. And, yeah, I mean, this is, games are hard. I mean, it's a good team. Dallas is a good team. And what they do is unlike anybody else in the league. And they roll out, their bigs. And obviously we don't match up well with their bigs. Most people don't. And obviously a scorer like Enrique. And so it's a good team. So it's a really good win for us.
You
And it's
picked
a
up
Commissioner's
that,
Cup win too. So
You picked up the technical with 4:21 left in the third, and it just seems that the team rallied around that. Was that just the reset that the team had taken to?
I think that's
make
when
that
Ollie
charge?
came in the game, right? So I think it was probably more Ollie.
Okay.
It was dumb on my part. It was immature on my part. And
I wasn't even asking about the technical.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Ollie was the one who fired us up. I put us in a difficult position. I know. I'll just say, I have to do a better job when I don't see eye to eye with our officials on every play. And, it's like they're from Mars or something. And you just got to keep going.
Cheryl, defensively, Dallas had a lot of points in the paint early. You held them, they had 18 in the first,
Goodness.
30 the rest of the way. Was it as simple as being more aggressive, or was there some,
I
other kinds of
thought-
changes that needed to be made?
Yeah, I mean, what gave up 28 in the first half? I mean, as you guys know, that was pretty brutal. Second chance points in the paint, that they just destroyed us, and we got nothing accomplished that we were trying to accomplish. And I told them I just didn't think. It was really we got on the guards. You would think that we were getting on the bigs. No, I mean we got on the guards. They weren't playing very hard. They needed to increase their activity. They needed to, make it more difficult, for the bigs. The big plants themselves in there and ask for the ball. It's tough. You can make decisions. You can play behind, let it come in, and they're 4 feet from the basket. You can try to fight around, make them have to move a little bit. But all of it, you need, perimeter play. You need to, be able to deflect and pressure. And we didn't get it done in the first half, and we did much better job in the second half. But they shot a higher percentage in the second half than they did the first half. They only had 41 in the first half.
Sorry.
It's okay.
You mentioned it a few times during training camp where you saw that some national outlets had you ninth in the league. We're a few weeks into this. You're at 6-2, third place. I would probably think that you'd say it's not a surprise to you, but would you think that maybe people are thinking around the league this is kind of a surprise?
No, I think they're probably thinking there's still time for them to be right. The experts.
Now pivoting to the Zoom with Sabrina.
Is that Sabrina Merchant?
That's me.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, thanks.
Good. I believe you tied Bill Laimbeer for the second most regular season wins today in WNBA history. I'm just curious if you have any thoughts on your place in, league history as a coach.
I'm not going to feel good until I got one more than Bill Laimbeer. Then we can talk.
All right. Come back next game, coach.
Thanks, Sabrina.
Any final questions? Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.